Thanks for the support as a channel member, Michael McCloskey. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Europa League final day. A win here and we are back in the Champions League. And I'll probably get to stay in the job. Defeat here and we've failed pretty much every objective I was set for the second season in a row. And if the board don't sack me after that, apparently I'm unsackable, which will be lovely. Hello and welcome to Club 4, part 21 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we have just one match. We have the Europa League final. We are playing against Valencia, and we are playing somewhere in Bulgaria, I think, is where the final is taking place, at the Vasil Levski, which is a 43,000 capacity stadium where CSKA Sofia play. Amongst various, the Bulgarian national team play there too. Lots of people play there. They have the World Cup there, apparently. Probably just the qualifiers. But that's where we're going. That's who we're playing. Is it the 14th of May? It's not. Why have I started the video 11 days before the final? For goodness sake, Kev. Pause, fast forward, come back to us on actual match day. Oh, you idiot. There we go. Time travel complete, and it is now match day. We've taken up position in Bulgaria, and this is the team that we're going to be playing. I have decided to go for the 4-3-3. I might end up regretting it, but with 12 substitutes, at least we have the option to switch to the diamond if we need to, if it doesn't look like it's working out. A little bit of a problem with Virginia not being able to play the full match, and also Jair not being fully fit, but we have lost Kawamata to injury, joins Pickford on the injury list, and most interesting, Maddison and Greenwood not registered for the Europa League. To be fair, neither of them ever got near the team in this competition, but it does mean that channel member Ryan Lawson is on the bench for the Europa League final. So one way or the other, he's getting a medal today. He's never played for us, but he'll either have a runners-up medal or a winner's medal to reward him for his support as a channel member, which is awesome stuff. So our team for the final. We've got Francisco in goal, a back four of Sessegnon, Van Hoesten, Van Falvey and Jair, Vargas at the base of the midfield, Rott and Gravenberch ahead of him, and then a front three of Sancho, George and Virginia. This is the last chance for Jadon Sancho to convince me not to sell him. If he has a match-winning performance today, then he gets to stay. If he doesn't, if he just doesn't turn up the way we all know Jadon Sancho is capable of just not turning up, then he's done. I'll transfer list him if he doesn't play well today and just accept a big loss on him, because I think having him around the club is one of the big problems we've got left here. Right, if we carry on where we finished last time out, the trophy will be ours. Let's passionately... Oh, we can't do that. Let's assertively? No? Calmly then. There we go. Yikes. Let's get into the game and let's hopefully not mess up. That's the goal. Just don't mess up. We're starting with a balanced mentality. We are going to keep an eye on how the game is going, and we have a bench full of attacking players who can come on as and when they're needed. Banfalvi's picked up yet another yellow card, and the first highlight of the game goes to Valencia, but it's cleared, but not very far. They're hovering around on the edge of the area with the ball. We need to get a challenge in here and get up the other end of the pitch. We do not want to be conceding the first goal or any goals. If we can avoid conceding any goals in this game, that would be a job well done. He has got to be offside. Francisco makes the save anyway. Jair dilly-dallying on the ball, and it's cleared. But I do feel like that whole move was offside, so he shouldn't... The dilly-dallying should have been irrelevant. Banfalvi, we probably need to tell him to calm down. We just had the message come up there. If we get the message again, I'll tell him again. Or I'll tell him for the first time. We're tiring. We're struggling a little bit for fitness already, some of our players. Let's have some creativity just before half-time. Jair with the chance to get the cross in, finds Virginia. Virginia back to Jair. Vargas now, who's just won Premier League Young Player of the Year, which I could have shown in the video, but forgot. Didn't forget, just did. I forgot to press the button when they got the message through. Sessegnon, what a cross from him, and George is there, and there's his 20th goal of the season. That was a world-class cross from Ryan Sessegnon, and on 38 minutes, we go 1-0 up, thanks to George doing what he's been doing all season long, and that's getting on the end of crosses. But this cross is one of the great crosses. Although, to be fair, to give George his credit, he's outside of the 6-yard box and well wide of the goal there. It's a very, very good header as well. But the cross just completely deceived all the defenders. The positioning of George was perfect. The header was great. We're 1-0 up. And hopefully about to add a second just before half-time. Virginia trying to find George. Between the two of them, they do come away with the ball, and it's Virginia looking for the cross back to Jair. George is there again, and George scores again. He's probably offside that time, I think. We've gone back to the referee. Oh, it's gone down as a Jair goal that's then going to be disallowed because George is offside, I think. I think that's what's just happened. So Jair with the... I mean, that is basically level. And if George didn't touch the ball, offsides in this game, my word. Right, guard against complacency. We're going to keep the 4-3-3 in place for now. Obviously, we don't need to be switching to the more attacking system because we're winning the football match. And that's the goal, win the football match. Doesn't matter what tactic we use to get there. But Valencia now with a corner as they try and grab their equaliser early in this second half. They're knocking the ball around with relative ease inside our penalty area. I'm not sure why nobody is closing them down there. But we have a corner of our own now at the other end. Virginia with the cross. George is there and it hits the inside of the post. George is having a good game. He is a constant threat. But we do need to add a second goal. Like I mentioned before, we've got a few players who are starting to tire. Virginia, we know, can't play the whole match, even though he's one of the fittest players on the pitch at the moment. Baffling that he can only play 75 minutes. Jair now, though, trying to beat his man on the right-hand side. Cuts it back to Virginia, who's in a crossing position. Cross does come in, and it ends up falling to Sessegnon on the edge of the area, who can't get his shot away. Rott's there to collect. And Sancho, now with the chance to square the ball and just... Oh, he's won it back. Jadon Sancho wins the ball back, and Gravenberch gets his 10th goal of the season. The assist goes to Virginia because he had to pick up the scraps from Sancho. But to be fair to Jadon Sancho, he did well there. I thought it had just been another, I can't really be bothered here. But he wins the ball back. I mean, it hits him in the heel, but he ends up with the ball. And Virginia tries to tuck it away. It reflects, rebounds off a defender, and Gravenberch is there to score. It's 2-0 to Spurs with 20 minutes to go. Let's not mess it up from here, eh? Right, Virginia, we are going to take him off because he needed to come off at this point anyway. We can bring Rosso on that right wing and just play him as an inside forward. He's played a couple of times there since arriving in January, and he does look very good. I think looking at, I know I don't look at stats very often, but looking at his stats or attributes, I'm sorry, Football Manager purists, I think he's probably more of a winger than a striker. If we look at his attributes as a striker, but as a winger, or even an inside forward on that wing, he just seems to hit all of the boxes for that, especially that 20 for dribbling. Means he can do fancy things with his feet, and that's a good attribute for an attacking football player to have. Sancho also not playing great. We can bring Dele Alli, and I think Dele Alli, after the season he's had, deserves to be on the pitch for at least some of this final. So we'll get him on that left-hand side. We're going to drop a little bit of praise as well. We're going to drop back to a cautious mentality. And with 10 minutes to go, we're going to make our final change. And what we're going to do, Van Houston, we're not going to change a centre-back in a game like this. We're not going to take Sessegnon off in a game like this. I think what we'll do is we'll just take off Rott and bring on João Victor. Another fairly common substitution that we've made throughout this season. Unfortunately, Ryan Lawson isn't going to get to appear in the Europa League final, but he is going to get a winner's medal, I think, because with 3 minutes to go, we are still ahead. We've got a corner. Gravenberch to take. Dele Alli's there. Van Houston scores our third of the game, his 9th of the season. He's been such a threat from set pieces all year long, and we've found this quite comfortable. I think it's fair to say we are a better team than Valencia, and in the 91st minute of the final, it's Valencia 0, Tottenham Hotspur 3, and we have made it into next season's Champions League via the backdooriest of backdoors, and I'm utterly delighted. That was a terrible goal to concede. I think it's been given as offside. There's a flag up over there. But it was some pretty incompetent defending and some poor goalkeeping as well. But we're not going to worry too much about it because we've got like 9.5 fingers on the trophy at the moment. things have to go spectacularly wrong from here for us not to win it. I think I can start counting chickens. Rosso plays it infield to João Victor, to Gravenberch. Gravenberch looking to just skip past his man, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He's got Dele Alli there to support him, but between the two of them, they contrive to lose the ball, and Valencia have a counter-attack going, but I just don't care, because they ain't going to score, and even if they do, they ain't going to win, so give us the trophy. What's happening here? Why are we getting... Oh, there was an offside. What a weird thing to show us. But there we have it. We have, I think, our first trophy of non-league to legend this year. Who would have thought it would be the Europa League? But we have won the Europa League, and we are going to be in next season's Champions League. And hopefully that means I'm not going to get sacked. We're going to jump straight out of the game and into the inbox, just to A, make sure I've not been sacked, B, confirm we are going to be in the Champions League. I'm sure that hasn't changed. And C, find out how many pennies we're going to have to spend on a transfer special that is going to be a little delayed because, as you'll have just seen on there, the next thing we've got coming up is England. So we've got the Euros with England. We're in a group with Scotland. We've got friendlies with Ireland and Wales as well, as I just try and... I'm hanging out with the locals for a little while, but we're going to have, similar to how we did the World Cup, we'll do standalone episodes for the major finals with England as we try and win the Europa League. Harry Kane's last chance to win something, although he did win La Liga. So Harry Kane has left Spurs and now finally won a league before he retires. But we'll get to hang out with some of the players who don't get in our Spurs team anymore and see if we can combine them into a good team for England. But that's for tomorrow. And once all that's done, we'll then be back with the transfer special. But for now, let's just confirm all that other stuff. So there's your confirmation we've won the Europa League. We get money for it. Medals. Ryan Lawson, have you got your medal? Does it confirm you? Does he not get a medal just for That is harsh. Sitting on the bench for the final. To qualify for a medal, a player must play in at least one match. That's a little harsh. So he doesn't get a medal, even though he was on the bench. He's there celebrating, but no medal for him, bless him. That is a little bit harsh. James Maddison gets a medal despite not being registered for the final, as does Mason Greenwood, because they both played in the earlier stages. The board are delighted with my Club Vision progress. We were supposed to win a trophy by the end of this season. Win a trophy, we have done. I've led us to glory. The board are pleased. Vargas is tired. Well, he's got the whole summer off now. He'll be all right. Let's just... Are we getting budgets? There's budgets. In fact, we'll look at budgets first. There's your confirmation we've qualified for the Champions League. Whew, goodness me. Initial budgets. I mean, it's one player if we do it on the Never Never. And we're probably going to sell Jadon Sancho. But let's just check in with the Club Vision as well, just to see how the board are feeling about me now I've gone and won them a trophy. Why have we got 2 manager performance things on there? That doesn't seem right. This whole screen is messed up. This isn't my usual screen. This was a thing early on in FM20 that this screen would change all the time, and it hasn't happened for ages. Why is it happening again? Club Vision, we're a C+. So... just to confirm what we've done, we did play attacking possession football. We didn't sign English players, boo-hoo. We are upgrading the youth system now, so hopefully the youth system thing, they'll turn themselves around on developed players using the club's youth system. I mean, if you're not going to give me youth players, then I can't develop them. We don't sign old players. We play entertaining football. We sign young players. So we've hit a lot of the club culture stuff, just not the English players thing. The 5-year plan, we're within the wage budget. We've increased commercial revenue, or at least not decreased it. They're not judging me for 4-year contracts. I don't know why they're not judging me for it. That's a weird thing. Take it out the 5-year plan then if you're not judging it. We don't have the best youth system in the country, but I have asked them to upgrade that, as you can see there. So hopefully that one turns around. And then for this season, we did reach the Europa League final. We did win silverware. We did qualify for the Champions League, just not through the league. And we didn't get to the FA Cup final. But to be honest, I think we've done not too bad there. Next season, we've got the youth facilities improvements, so they'll be happy there. But they want us to be challenging to win the Premier League. So this summer is going to be a big summer, and next season is going to be a big season. We can't have a 5th or 6th place finish again next year. We need to be making some very sensible buys this summer to get us to the point where we can actually challenge for the Premier League, which, if we have a look at that league table, We are a long way away. Man City and Man United, both like 20 points, 19 points, 20 points ahead of us. We have an awful lot of ground to make up. Chelsea only getting in the Europa League. Ha, ha. Oh, good old Chelsea. Oh, that's it. I thought you got a bonus. I didn't think that still happened. I thought Europa League winner got in and top 4 still got in. Oh, poor old Chelsea. I feel so bad. It only would have been better if it had been Arsenal, but at least we've messed up one local rival, which is super fun. But the important thing is we have a trophy. And if you've enjoyed it, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.